So it's a new day, and in the last video I did the intake resonator bypass. It wasn't really a delete, I didn't take it out, but I kind of just took the rubber piece off. It sounds the same, it's going to do the same thing, just less work. At some point I do want to take the front bumper off and get the whole box out of the way so there's more air that's accessible to the airbox itself. But I also said in the last video I really didn't want a K&N filter just because I wanted to sacrifice the flow for more filtering, because, you know, like I said, over the years, besides just the oil buildup on the mass airflow sensor, I also noticed I have to clean the throttle body more often, and you know, if all that dirt is getting past the filter for whatever reason, it's making its way into the engine, and nobody wants that. So, anyway, my intrusive thoughts won, and I just put a panel K&N filter in, and I cut the stock tip off. I had to cut it off because the bolt was so rusted and rotted, it started to just round off, so I just cut 2 little marks, and the whole thing just slid right off. But I put a little resonated tip on there, and so now I'm just going for a drive, and I'm going to see if the panel drop-in filters are even worth it. And I'm also going to see if you do have some sort of, you know, airbox mod done. It's obviously not going to be intake, but anyway, if you did do this, I want to see if this filter is going to make it louder and sound better. And I also want to see if the car gained any power or not. So I'm just going to take a little short drive, let the computer fully readjust to it, and then I'm going to go over you know, what I think of it. So I've been driving around for the last 10 minutes, maybe a little more, but so far it seems kind of the same. It's hard to tell because every time I go to take off from a stop, this thing just spins like crazy. There's a lot of salt and stuff still on the roads up here, but I don't know, as far as sound goes, it seems a little bit deeper. Honestly, I think that resonated tip kind of took some of that sound away, so I might just get obviously a non-resonated one. But I don't know if I want to do the same size or try finding a bigger one. I wanted a bigger tip in general, but parts stores, I don't know why nowadays, really don't have a lot for exhaust tips. I remember, you know, 15 plus years ago, you walk in to AutoZone, Advanced Auto, or actually I don't think AutoZone was around back then, but Advanced Auto, or you know, some other parts store wherever you live, there'd be exhaust tips everywhere, and for the most part they always had a good selection, but that has gone away over the years. But anyway, I'm just gonna find a straight road and see if it sounds the same. If you want to compare it to before, just go watch the video where I bypassed the resonator for the intake and I guess compare. Might only be able to feel the difference at full throttle, which I haven't honestly been at full throttle on this drive yet, so I don't know. But now that I have the airbox opened up more than what it was, I might still do another mod to it. I might drill a couple holes, I might cut a section out, or do something like that. It all comes down to, can I do it without making a entrance for water to get in the airbox? So that's the hard part. But I definitely now have to open up the exhaust, because it seems like kind of on the top end this thing used to kick, and now once it hits second gear it kind of just hits like a flat spot for a second, and then once, you know, it starts getting into the higher gears on the top end, this thing is just picking up like crazy for, you know, a stock 4-cylinder. But what I wanted to do was, you know, very simple. Just delete the exhaust resonator. And from what there's only 2 videos I found on YouTube. One of them was from outside the car at full throttle going down the road, and that was the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. And the second one was from the inside, and that one sounded pretty good. So I don't know if the first one they confused the actual muffler for the resonator and deleted the muffler, but that's kind of what it seems to me, because that thing was way too loud for just a resonator delete, and it sounded like taco night at a nursing home. So I don't know, but hang on, I have a straightaway coming up, so hopefully I'll let this thing try down kicking a little bit. So performance-wise, I think it's definitely better than what it was. Sound-wise, like I said, I think that exhaust tip kind of messed with the sound. It kind of seems more muffled now, which that's the whole point of a resonator. But from, you know, all these people are, oh, resonated tip makes it sound better. No, it cuts out all of the weird, horrible noises, and it tones it down. It makes it quieter. So I think I'm just gonna change that. But so far, you know, all in all, my conclusion is, if this is all you want to do right now, if you don't want to go crazy with things, is this all you really have the money for, I would do it. Yes, I could have bought one of the cheap, you know, $50, $60 intakes off of eBay or Amazon, but to me, those look absolutely horrible. You can tell they're cheaply made and just look like crap. If I was going to get an actual intake, it would be like an AEM, InGen, you know, or some other actual true, like, Japanese brand intake. Maybe a K&N, I'm not sure. But, so that's K&N panel filter, the resonator bypassed, and the stock exhaust tip cut off, and just a O'Reilly's resonated exhaust tip. So keep watching these videos, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more to the car exhaust wise. Not really sure yet, but I do know it's going to be nothing crazy, but I don't know, we'll see.